Right, come on then, give us that cup. It's getting absolutely freezing. We'll go and crack the fire on.
Can you do the fire?
Yeah, we are.
You're very showy-offy, whereas I'm not.
What you class as a show-off, where to me that's just having a good personality.
I don't know which is worse. Is it Sean acting as Mark's carer and having to do every single thing for him to make him happy? Or is it Adrian throwing a fit because she was called a show-off after she did show off? She did show off. If we're being honest, she did show off when she kept saying that I'm always good at everything I do. What does she expect? Does she expect to? That's not confidence. That's not being an extrovert. That's showing off. That's the truth of it. Anyway, I digress. Hey there. Thanks for stopping by. It's your girl Valerie. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. Click the like button. Turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos, and definitely leave a comment. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Married at First Sight UK, Season 8, Episode 19. So you have the newlyweds, you have Adrien and Matt in Tenerife, and Mark and Sean are in Lapland. And it's like, oh, that's amazing. And so Adrien and Matt are just attracted to one another. I think it's more a crush than anything. I don't think there's any substance to that relationship. Although they eventually do sit down and sort of show, Adrian shows Matt her pictures before her weight loss, because this is a big accomplishment and she's very proud of it and she talks about it. And for Matt, this is a good thing because he realizes she trusts him, and that's good. And then you have Mark throw a fit. Oh my God, Sean is in for a ride. He really is. Because Sean is trying to be realistic and say things are not going to be as amazing as they are, because he's sort of waiting hand and foot on Mark. He pushed him to the bungalow. He had to carry the bags from the sledge. He had to prepare them something to eat. He was told to unpack the bags. And it's like, no, that's not your servant. That's your husband. You should be doing things 50-50. If you don't know how to do something, ask them to assist you and show you how to do it best, instead of you sitting there and just, being waited on. I didn't like that. And so Mark then threw a fit. And it's like, why would you throw a fit? Because somebody's just expressed themselves. You have to be realistic and understand that every day is not going to be good. There are going to be bad days. And I think the producers had to go and speak to Mark and sort of calm him down. And then he eventually came back and they were able to make amends. And it's just like, oh my God, this is going to be a ride. We're in for a long ride. Anyways, towards the end, it's the second half, so it won't be long. And then you have all the other couples in London sort of preparing. It's still family visits, and apparently Laura and Arthur are the last couple to have family visit. And it's like, did I miss Tasha and Paul's visit? I didn't see that. I don't remember seeing that. Anyway, so you have Arthur's best man come. He was the one who said the amazing speech that sort of turned Laura's heart, because she was really upset about Arthur buying, his speech over the internet. So I think he was able to reassure Laura and sort of allow her to open her heart and get to know Arthur. Whereas for Laura, she brings her two friends, and it's like, oh my God, they're just Poundland versions of Laura, in my opinion. Anyway, they hammer on him about these vows, and it's like, these people have moved on from the vows. It's been weeks since the vows. I think we're now in week 4. Can we move on? Can we talk about something else? Because that's history. Oh, he left a bad taste. It's not that deep. It's really not that deep. He has written his vows, and Arthur put his foot in his mouth because he said, oh, it only took me 10 minutes. And I think he was trying to say that after the second time writing his vows, he had got to know Laura, so he had something he could write about. Whereas the first time, he didn't know what to write about because he wasn't familiar with his bride. I think that's where he was going, but hey, that's just me. Oh my God, my heart is breaking, really. It really is. So you have Bianca go and have a word with Ross, obviously, because she's still upset that, JJ has moved out. It seems JJ has moved out and Nathaniel and Ella are now in separate places. And it's like, why? Why do we need all this drama? If they decided they wanted to be together, they need to pack their bags and go home and allow these other two souls to go and find their person elsewhere. It's a pity that, these are the people that they were matched with. I really feel sorry for Nathaniel and Bianca because they didn't deserve this. Anyway, Bianca has a word with Roz, and Roz, I think, now appreciates everything she's been through with Thomas, because as much as they were awkward with Thomas, at least he didn't treat her the way JJ has treated this poor girl. He didn't say she's not my type. He just said we feel awkward. We don't know how to sort of loosen up and let our guards down. But they were both willing to put in the work. And so Roz tries to sort of give Bianca some constructive feedback, but it's pointless. That man has moved on. He's been flirting with Ella. If he wasn't flirting with Ella, if he was just sitting there trying to process to move on from his type, it's one thing. But the fact that he's flirting with Ella, he's busy texting her back and forth, and yet his wife is waiting to see where he stands, that's what I hate the most. That's what I hate the most. And I really hope, if nothing else, Bianca, when she leaves the experiment, somebody amazing reaches out to her and is the best partner she could ever want, because this man doesn't deserve her. She's an amazing girl, and it's a pity that somebody is wasting her time. I really am sad about that, and I'm really so upset. I really don't like it at all. Oh my God. So you have Arthur having a conversation with his friend, and he's sort of explaining himself, which I sort of understand, because Laura is highly intelligent, she's very educated. And so he did say the reason why he didn't write his vows was because he was trying to look for something that you thought his bride would appreciate. And it seems he actually told Laura that, he's always trying to sort of, he's a people pleaser. He's trying to do things or conform into what he thinks people want him to be. So he was telling his friend that at times he struggles with the fact that he thinks that he doesn't meet up, or he feels like he's punching, more or less, that Laura is above him. And so he's struggling to sort of rise to be the man. And I don't blame him for that, because Laura came into the experiment asking for a Chelsea guy, a very intelligent guy, a highly intellectual, a snobbish guy. So Arthur is right to be insecure, but though he has his insecurities, he's still trying. He's not throwing a fit and a tantrum. He's still trying to please her. So his friend was just telling him that, be yourself. You don't need to try to be somebody else. Be yourself. If she likes you, she likes you. If she doesn't like you, she doesn't like you. That's okay. And so I think it's going to be him doing the work and understanding that he is enough for the right person. If Laura doesn't think he is enough, there is someone out there who will think he is good enough. So I hope he sort of continues as he is. Laura was talking to a friend. Some of them are a bit sarcastic. I don't like it. The way they were talking about Arthur, and the fact that they did acknowledge that he is punching. Everybody knows he's punching. We can't take that away from him. But I like the fact that Laura said, although he has these moments where you actually think that, oh my God, I wish you were more active like me, you were processing a lot more information in your brain. But at the same time, she finds it endearing that he is very relaxed and very slow paced and doesn't seem to be fazed by anything. So I think he is the right person for her. Her friends have acknowledged that, her Chelsea guys have not worked for her, and Arthur might be it for her. So she needs to focus on Arthur, and she needs to try and work on that relationship and see if they can give it a go and do something positive, or be happily ever after, more or less. Oh, I think there's about to be trouble in paradise. So you have Adrien and Matt go on this excursion where they're ziplining and they're sort of walking on some rope, and you can see, because Matt is someone who's been in competitive sport before his injury that stopped him diving, and he's a bodybuilder, which means he's used to competition, and people like that take competition very seriously. So the idea that Adrian is teasing him and sort of saying she's good at everything when he is struggling because of his weight and his size. I don't think that's a good idea. That's not a good look. I think she should have stopped it at the moment she realized it was rubbing him the wrong way. But she seems to take pride in acknowledging that she is the best at what she does. And then on the other side of the world, you have, Mark and Sean go on a sleigh, with the dogs. And it's like, why is it every time Sean seems to be catering to Mark? Why can't Mark do something else? Because he's the one who's laying in the sleigh, who's all covered and is cuddled, and Sean is standing there. And it's like, why? Even the fact that he had to make him the hot chocolate, and then he had to take the cups from him, and then Mark has the audacity to ask, oh, do I demand too much? Well, what do you think, Sherlock Holmes? What do you think? What do you think? If he were to ask as much of you as you have asked of him, would you be happy? Would you be happy? Make it make sense. He's already getting on my nerves. And I'm not the one who's catering to him. I can only imagine how Sean feels doing all this for him. So there's trouble in paradise. You have Adrien and Matt go on a date. And so on their date, it's a clay pot thingy, like, I don't even know what that name of that movie is. Anyway, they're sort of trying to make whatever they're making, they end up making a heart. And every time you can hear Adrien, oh, I'm good at this, I'm that. And I think it was rubbing Matt the wrong way. I did say that before. And so he does say, he hates the fact that, she comes across as a show-off. This rubs her the wrong way. She gets in her feelings and starts crying. And it's like, oh, it's not that deep. Maybe you need to tone it down a bit. You can't say that you showing off is you having an outgoing personality. I don't think that's the case. I think you are showing off, and you come across as someone who's showing off. So the idea that you're surprised that he's calling you out on that, I don't get it. And the reason why she was crying, oh, it makes me feel judged. How are you feeling judged? You are judging people and saying that I'm good at everything, and no one is calling you out. Just because someone has called you out for your comments, you're now in your feelings and you feel some type of way. Make it make sense. I don't get it. Make it make sense. Why are you so upset and so aggrieved because he's told you he doesn't like the way you behave? He's being honest with you. Take it for what it is and keep it moving. There's no need for you to be in your feelings. There's no need for you to start crying. It's not necessary. It really isn't. And it's not that deep. It really is not that deep. You need to keep it moving. Am I the only one who doesn't understand the fight between Adrien and Matt? Because as much as Adrien is upset about Matt calling her a show-off, she has to take responsibility for the fact that she was rubbing in her winning and him not doing so great in his face. And that's the reason why he called her a show-off. She can't continue to play the victim. This is what grates my last nerve, in the sense that people are quick to judge and complain about what everybody else does, but they lack the capacity to sort of self-reflect and ask themselves, what did I do, or what did I contribute to this issue? Maybe had she not been laughing at him and saying, oh, he's not good at it, I'm good at everything I do, and this, that, and the other, he would not have called her a show-off. That's it. Things are situational, yes, but during that sort of situation, she contributed as much as he did, and she should have apologized to him just as he'd apologized to her. But hey, it is what it is. If he doesn't want an apology, who am I to judge? Hey. And then, oh my God, Mark and Sean. Seriously, why is Sean having to do everything for Mark? Did he adopt Mark to be his kid? Is he now Mark's carer? Make it make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. Because why does Mark get to just, walk around and be told, oh, let's go here, let's go that, I've planned. What has he done for this relationship? A relationship is 50-50. You can't just sit there and expect to be waited on hand and foot. This is getting on my last nerve as well. It's getting old, and I can see Sean sort of, getting tired of this at some point once the shininess of this relationship has worn off. Well, it seems the apology worked, because the next morning, Adrien and Matt are behaving as though nothing happened. Mark is happy because, you know, Sean gave him what he needed, so he's in a happy place. He's really enjoyed his honeymoon. He's got everything he needed. Well, we'll see how long that lasts. So you have Laura meet up with Nathaniel because, you know, Nathaniel wants to confide in his friend. They're very close friends. And Nathaniel reveals that Ella has been has told him that she flirted with JJ at the outing, and also he found out through Tasha that Ella and JJ was texting. And this is heartbreaking for Laura because Laura is very close friends with Nathaniel, meaning that if Nathaniel is leaving, then her friend is leaving. And how do I feel? I think Nathaniel put in as much effort as he could. I don't think he was really that into Ella, and I think Ella likes the superficial. She likes the validation that she's beautiful because of all the work she's had done, and because Nathaniel didn't give her that, she ran to the first person who gave her that, who was JJ, because that was their only problem. It's not that they couldn't communicate or anything, it's just because she wanted someone who said she was sexy and someone who was all over her. And so the idea that Nathaniel didn't feel these things for her was shocking. She said this already. And for Nathaniel, I think he wanted to know the person on a deeper level. He did mention that he wasn't worried about someone's gender. All he wanted, because he's dated male, he's dated female, all he wanted was, you know, an emotional connection. And sadly, Ella is not emotionally connected. She is more superficial, or that's the way she comes across. Anyway, we then have Ella and JJ meet up, and it's like, why? Make it make sense? JJ told the experts that he wanted someone who was natural because he was tired of dating these superficial people, because, you know, that had all this work done. He was matched with an amazing girl, Bianca, and yet he ran to Ella. He says he's attracted to Ella. Ella is his type of person, and it's like, so why did you tell the experts what you told them? Were you trying to make sure that you got cast onto the show? I don't see any depth to that relationship. I think it's more for sexual attraction than anything else. And I think with time, it's going to fade. It really is. And once the sexual attraction fades, that's it. I think the two of them are both there to be on the show and to be famous. I don't think they were there to look for a partner to be married to. And now they're infatuated with one another. And once that infatuation fades away, they're going to break up. I don't see them having a long-term relationship. I don't think their connection is that deep. And it's sad that they are having to I think, if I look at it this way, Nathaniel, yes, he is a victim, but I don't stress about him as much because he didn't put in as much effort as he needed to. He shut down the moment he found out she used to be a stripper. The person I'm heartbroken for is Bianca, because Bianca has been pushing for this relationship. She's been pushing, she's been asking, she's been pleading, she's been putting in as much effort as she can. She's been encouraging JJ to open up, and he hasn't. And now for her to find out that he left her for Ella is going to break her heart. It really is. And it's going to affect her confidence and how she sees herself, in the sense that she might end up, having body image issues and wanting to do some work to herself to see if that will make her more appealing to men, which is, she shouldn't, because she's a stunning girl. If he can't see it in her, someone else will. And I hope she realizes this and she moves on and she keeps going. It's a pity there's no other guys that she could have been matched with. I think it's sad that she wasn't matched with someone like Thomas. It's sad that she wasn't matched with someone like Paul. Even, look, they would have looked after her very well. Even Arthur, they would have been amazing for her because of how loving and caring she comes across. But anyway, I digress. Thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe, and click on the link in my video to watch my review from episode 18. Bye guys.